Senators meeting this week with Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh say he is talking about Roe versus Wade, the landmark Supreme Court decision that legalized abortion across the U.S. According to a report in the North Jersey Record, New Jersey Democrat Cory Booker says Kavanaugh told him, quote, the door was still wide open to overturn the landmark 1973 decision to legalize abortion. Another Democrat, Chris Coons of Delaware, also says he has concerns Kavanaugh might overturn Roe versus Wade. Joining us now, Michael New, Assistant Visiting Professor at Catholic University and Associate Scholar at the Pro-Life Charlotte Lozier Institute. Thanks for being back on the program.
Thanks for having me.
So some Democrats say they have serious reservations about Judge Kavanaugh, but today a report in Politico says in three states, three Democratic states, he might be popular. Indiana, North Dakota, and West Virginia. Do you think he would pick up a yes vote from some vulnerable Democrats?
I think that's certainly possible. I think if you look at those are states that vote for Donald Trump, but that have Democratic senators, and these are states where Trump is popular. They're conservative states, and these are all senators that are facing re-election this coming election cycle, and all have credible challengers. So I think that it's in the self-interest of these senators to actually vote in favor of Kavanaugh. Now, sometimes elected officials don't always do what's in their self-interest, but often they do, and I think that he has a chance to pick up some votes from these red state Democrats.
As we reported earlier in the show, Arizona Senator John McCain is stopping medical treatment for brain cancer. How will this affect Judge Kavanaugh's confirmation process?
Senator McCain and his family should certainly be in our thoughts and prayers. But as far as its impact on the process, I don't think it will have that much of an impact. I don't know if his plans are to formally resign from the Senate anytime soon, but Arizona does have a Republican governor. It's almost a certainty they would appoint another Republican to replace John McCain should he choose to resign. So I don't really see this having a big impact on the process.
It's been a tough week for the president. His former personal attorney comes forward with a guilty plea. His former campaign manager, Paul Manafort, guilty of fraud. How will these stories impact Judge Kavanaugh, if at all?
I don't think it's going to have a big impact. Supreme Court nominations are a big deal. And people know when you put somebody on the Supreme Court, he may well be there 20, 30 years. And I think that the Senate, especially Republicans in the Senate, really have strong incentives to get Justice Kavanaugh through and hold a vote before Election Day. So I think these things are going to be a little bit of a distraction, but I don't see a significant delay in the vote because of these new developments.
This weekend, there are dozens of protests scheduled against Judge Kavanaugh across the country. But let's talk about those Americans that do like Kavanaugh. What policies of his do they support?
I think that there's a lot of policies they support. I think they like the fact he favors judicial restraint. I think that his rulings, even though he hasn't ruled on many cases, he has ruled to uphold pro-life laws in the past or pro-life policies in the past. I think that's popular. It looks like he's been sympathetic to gun rights, and that's certainly popular in a lot of red states. So I think on a lot of issues that people do care about, he's issued rulings that are consistent with their wishes.
Finally, Democrats want to delay the whole confirmation process. It's supposed to begin on September 4th. What are the chances he will be on the Supreme Court by the time the next session starts in October?
It's really hard to make predictions about these kinds of things, but I think absent any shocking revelation or absent any big mistakes or big blunders during the hearings, I think there's a very good chance he'll be confirmed.
Okay, Michael New, Assistant Visiting Professor at Catholic University and Associate Scholar at Pro-Life Charlotte Lozier Institute. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.